Hello, dear Goenkans. I hope everybody is fine. Dear kids, in this video, we are going to discuss chapter 5 of your book, and the title of the chapter is The Ruby Returned. Ruby is a precious gem, precious stone, just like diamond, and the story is based on justice, and it's all about justice, and it conveys us the moral message that we should be just and fair enough with the people around us. The story goes like this, that once a trader, before sailing away, paid a merchant to guard a large ruby. He had a large ruby and he was out for some business purposes, so he kept a large ruby with a merchant. After 4 long years, when the trader returned, he asked the merchant for his gem. My dear sir, said the merchant, I don't have your ruby anymore. I have returned it to you last week. This was replied by the merchant, that I have already returned it to you last week. You did no such thing, cried the trader. Give it to me now and don't lie, or else we will go to the court. The trader cried angrily and said that you haven't paid me it yet and you haven't given me it yet. Give it to me now and don't lie, else I'll take you to the court. He threatened him to go to the court. Come, let's go, said the merchant. The merchant replied, Yes, let's go to the court. I have 3 witnesses who have seen me returning your precious ruby. So I have witnesses, though I am not lying. Soon the 2 men stood before Maryada Rama, and he was the judge. The trader spoke first. He spoke to the judge. Your Honor, 4 years ago I trusted this merchant with my ruby. He said, today he refuses to return it. This was the problem discussed by trader with the judge. The man is lying, said the merchant with a grin. He did give me the ruby and I kept it faithfully, but last week I returned it to him in perfect condition. He said, yes, he had given me the ruby, but I have returned it last week. And judge asked, are there witnesses? Do you have there some witnesses who have seen watching you, who have seen you giving the ruby back? Yes, replied the merchant. The washerman, the barber, and the potter all saw me return the gem. Now the judge ordered to bring them here, all the 3 eyewitnesses. In a short while, all the 3 men came. Maryada Rama pointed to the trader and the merchant and asked the 3 witnesses, did you see those 2 last week in the merchant's home? So this was the question asked by the judge to the 3 eyewitnesses, and each of them replied, yes, sir. Next, judge asked the trader, and you, do you recognize these men? So what the trader replied, he said, Your Honor, I might have seen them somewhere in the street, but I haven't seen them last week in his home, and they are all lying. Now frowning, judge asked the 3 men, will each of you swear that you all saw the merchant return the ruby to this man? And they all said, yes, I swear. Each of them said, yes, I swear I saw it. Yes, I swear I saw it. As they answered, the trader's face grew red and his breathing became fast and furious. The judge whispered some instructions to his assistants, then said, now all of you will step outside. So what happened when all of them lied, when all of them said that they swear that they have seen him? What now happened? The judge instructed something into ears of someone, one of his assistants. He gave him some instructions and then said to the eyewitnesses and moreover to the merchant and trader to move outside. Each man was led into a separate room, given some clay, and told them to make a model of the ruby. Everybody of them was told to make the model. They were being given some clay and they were being told to make a model of the ruby. And it was the concept behind this, that whosoever has washed the ruby will make the exact model. One who is lying will be caught. After some time, the men returned to the courtroom and 5 clay rubies were displayed as evidence. Now they had the proof, they got the proof. This is the way how the judge proved who was right and who was wrong. What happened? All of them came back to the courtroom along with the models of the rubies. And after staring at the 5 different models, Maryada Rama spoke. "We will now prove the truth of this case," he said. Now, when he saw the models, the judge said, "Now we will prove the truth." Only 2 of these resemble the ruby. There were 5 models, 3 by the eyewitnesses and 2 by the merchant and the trader. Only those 2 made exact models, whereas the other 3, they haven't seen the gem. That is why they made different models, and thus they were lying. The 2 only resembled the ruby. They were the copies, exact copies of the rubies, and they were made by the trader and the merchant, because they have both of them have seen the gem. But the other 3 men who were the eyewitnesses, they made different. They made something that looked nothing at all like the ruby. They were all liars. They were all cheaters. They were lying that they have seen ruby. How could they make the ruby when they haven't seen it? This way, truth was revealed. The washerman's copy looked like the edge of the washing stone. The barber's clay model seems like his sharpening stone, and the potter's resembled a brick from his kiln. So it was quite clear who is guilty, who is lying. It was clear. He ordered the real ruby to be returned at once to his rightful owner, and suitable punishment to be given to the 4 liars. Only the trader was saying the truth. Others were all liars. All the 3 eyewitnesses were liars. Moreover, the merchant was also liar, because he was lying that he has already returned the gem. So then, leaving the clay rubies to sit at the silent witnesses, the judge went home to enjoy a welcome rest. So this way, what happened? Judge played an important role. He tried to he tried his level best to prove who is right and who is wrong. It means one should always support. It conveys us the message that one should always support justice. One should be always just. One should always support justice, and we should be very much truthful and fair to all of us around us. This was all about the story. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.